Hello again, this is Bob Ranquist from Boca Rio Golf Club with a progress report on the grow-in of new turf on the Boca Rio golf course. We experienced very good weather conditions this week for the continued growth and development of our new Bermuda grass turf on greens, tees, fairways, and roughs. High temperatures were in the low to mid-80s and low temperatures were in the mid-70s every day this week. Latitude 36 Bermuda grass turf on our fairways and roughs became denser and more uniform as the week progressed, and the number of small bare or thin areas was significantly reduced by the end of the week. Next week, we will continue frequent and heavy fertilization of fairways and roughs to help the turf develop improved density and uniformity. Next week, we will use a few 6-inch latitude 36 plugs to repair some small bare areas on the right side of number 9 fairway just short of the green, and we'll sod a few areas around cart paths and some other heavily trafficked out-of-play areas. This will help us to complete the grow-in of our turf on fairways and roughs a little sooner. As you can see on this week's video, the quality and density of Bermuda grass turf improved significantly on a few of the last holes that were planted at number 1, 9, 10, and 18. We were able to roll and sand top dress almost all of the fairways this week, helping to smooth out fairway surfaces. When we reopen the golf course, we will have a few areas that will still be bumpy to travel over in a golf cart. As we continue rolling and sand top dressing fairways, and as the density of the new turf continues improving, fairways will become smoother as the weeks progress throughout the season. Results of this surface smoothing process can be clearly seen by noting how much smoother the first few holes that were planted at holes number 5, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 16 have become as the turf has matured and become denser on these fairways. The same result will occur on the remainder of the fairways during the next few weeks. New TifEagle turf on green surfaces has become dense and is maturing more every week. This week, we lowered the mowing height to a normal green mowing height on the last set of greens that were planted at number 1, 2, 3, 9, 18, and the new practice putting green. We hope to open the practice putting green a few days before the opening date of the golf course to allow you to begin preparing for putting conditions on the new greens. We will let you know about the opening date for the practice putting greens sometime this coming week. New TifGrand turf on most of the tees has become dense and almost ready for play. We do have a few tees where shade is affecting the rate of development of the new TifGrand turf. We are sodding and plugging slowly developing areas as needed to get them ready for play as soon as possible. The artificial turf mat was installed at the practice tee this week. We opened the practice tee for practice from the mat area this weekend. When the club is closed on Monday, we will install a brick paver border around the new hitting mat, and the mat area will be available for practice again on Tuesday. We spot sprayed weeds on all fairways this week. We will spray weeds on tees and roughs this coming week. We have delayed weed spraying until a short time before opening the golf course for 2 reasons. Using herbicides on newly planted and developing turf often slows the lateral spread of the turf and delays the grow-in process. Secondly, many weeds that appear in new turf, especially broadleaf pasture-type weeds, are choked out and die as the density of the new turf increases. The weeds that persist as dense turf develops are the only ones that need to be controlled by the use of herbicides. You may see a few weeds when the golf course opens, but most of these will be eliminated within a month or so after opening the course. Let's hope that Mother Nature continues to cooperate with warm temperatures and occasional rainfall. If the grow-in and maturing process continues like it did this past week, we will be able to see you again on the golf course in the very near future. Thanks again for your patience as we work through the remainder of the grow-in process.